Some held signs that read "Billionaires back off," and "We want economic justice." Okay. Here we go. I don't have any audio of Al, unless you want to go in the archives.
Oh, sure.
Dwindling, they do not want him dwindling his thumbs. You can get a gig as a contortionist, intravenous fluids and pills coated with Gillette. We don't leave our women or men in uniform behind. It's a monument to the hubris of Dick Cheney, Representative.
But Al Sharpton against the teleprompter clips, these classics, they never get old.
No, they don't.
Just absolute classics.
Labrador, years of abuse. I personally apologize to Mr. Peebles. Just ask to soon-to-be former Congressman. Democrats are outright jitty.
Yes. Just as a sampling.
Outright jitty.
Yes.
Don't want to have their Social Security overall. The Republican savior, Mark Rubio's big night in evolution and Galileo. I mean, this whole thing of Galileo. America's changed. Unless IT and Skillets, President Putin doing something similar back in, it won't change this fundamental fact about the GOP. Just how absurd these attacks is. Nearly 6 months after the dangerous traffic jam, the Thai military says, my friend for many years.
Wow.
That one flew by me. Yeah, instead of the Thai military, he said the Thai military.
Yes.
That's incredible.
We got to get to Nimrod. Here we go.
When the going gets tough.
Damn it, this is too high.
The dumber.
All right, Ian.
It's Nimrod's in the News on the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
I love the poorly educated.
All right. Nimrod's the News. In Portland, baby. Woman facing several criminal charges after police say she fired several shots into a Portland home. Why was she doing that? The man called the cops, said, hey, this woman's got a gun. She's shooting. She keeps yelling, Mikey. Something about Mikey. Followed by a brick being thrown through the kitchen window. This guy ducked for cover in the bathroom. Officers approach. And yeah, she shot the home. Okay. Left a .44 caliber revolver on the ground. And had 3 live rounds, 2 spent shell casings. Her name is Ray McGinnis, 38. Said the duplex owner was a galactic spy. And she needed to fight against this galactic spy. Wow. And that's Nimrod's in the News.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Vanity Fair calls BritBox a delicious streamer. Collider says everyone should be watching. Catch Britain's next best series with BritBox. Stream acclaimed new originals like Code of Silence.
You read lips, right?
And Linley, based on the best-selling mystery series.
Yeah, Linley. Take it from here.
And don't miss the new season of Karen Period coming this October.
You don't look like police. I'll take that as a compliment.
See it differently when you stream the best of British TV with BritBox. Watch with a free trial today.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, No big contrast. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
From the Abri Credit Union Studio, this is Will County's News Talk Sports. WJOL, Joliet.
From ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. Emotions raw in Minneapolis after Wednesday's deadly Catholic school shooting. Officials now reporting 20 victims in all, many of them children, including 2 who were killed. Jesse Merkel, the father of one of the children killed, is asking,
please remember Fletcher for the person he was and not the act that ended his life. Give your kids an extra hug and kiss today. We love you, Fletcher. You'll always be with us.
As for a motive, law enforcement says the suspect's writings show hatred for virtually everyone except previous mass shooters. Police Chief Brian O'Hara says there were hundreds of pieces of evidence.
3 shotgun shells were recovered, along with approximately 116 rifle rounds. 1 live round was recovered from a handgun that appears to have malfunctioned as the shooter attempted to use it and became stuck in the chamber.
Police say the 23-year-old shooter acted alone. A White House official confirming to ABC News that Jim O'Neill, the Deputy Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services, has been tapped as the interim director of the CDC. This after the White House announced it was firing CDC Director Susan Maneres. Dr. Dimitri Kazlakis, the director of the National Center for Immunization and Respiratory Diseases, is one of the senior officials who resigned his post.
It's really hard to be here. We've been here to protect our scientists and to protect the science, but the time has come to not be here anymore.
CDC staff held a walkout today in support of the employees who resigned. Fed Board Governor Lisa Cook is suing President Trump over his attempt to fire her, with a hearing set for tomorrow. Newark Liberty Airport, there was a ground stop this morning due to air traffic control communication issues. This all had a ripple effect right throughout the day, just as the Labor Day weekend travel rush kicks into full gear. You're listening to ABC News.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
As students settle back into college life, some have been met by an active shooter hoax on campus. Authorities now believe a swatting group called Purgatory is behind those fake calls, plus a dozen others.
Purgatory is a group of young people that are located in various countries. They come together online and they operate as an organized cell, engaging in swatting for hire or swatting for their own purpose, to include gaining notoriety. They want to gain notoriety so others will hire them for more swatting.
ABC News contributor and former Homeland Security official John Cohen.
In some cases, those engaging in swatting are young. They are teenagers. I've seen cases where they've been in high school. They will sometimes get paid to swat, often not for a lot of money, but they really do it for the notoriety. They do it for the thrill.
Swatting is considered a crime, and the FBI says it's working with local agencies on the cases. About 780,000 Ryobi pressure washers are being recalled because the capacitor can overheat and burst, causing a projectile hazard that's resulted in injuries. Elon Musk isn't getting the major rebound of Tesla sales that he predicted in the European market. New data shows European Union Tesla sales plunged 40% in July compared to a year ago. That despite the fact that overall sales of electric vehicles soared overseas. Musk angered many Europeans when he waded into politics there, embracing far-right candidates. I'm Dave Packer, ABC News.
Surprise!
is your expenses this month were way higher than you expected. Also, you forgot to renew your website domain and now you're in a bidding war.
You should see the look on your face.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room and now everything smells weird.
All right.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Here we go. It's time for Pigskin Preview. Coaches, players, fans, and experts. You get them all right here on Pigskin Preview. Powered by State Farm agents John Wright and Drew Mormon. On 1340 WJOL.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the, well, I guess technically this is the second Pigskin Preview of the year. Well, it's the second football event of the year. EDGYTIM here along with the coach, Joe Rodeghero, who looks like an engineer at a nuclear plant right now, trying to rash to get his screen back up so his wife can dearly see him on YouTube right now. Coach Joe, welcome. You okay there?
Yeah,
you got
fine.
a couple of able-bodied guys right next to you here that can help you out if
My
you need
son or
it.
daughter is not near me. They usually take care of this stuff
Yeah,
for me.
I know. Half our budget's going to go on tech to help.
Yeah, of course.
All right, welcome back, everybody. EDGYTIM, as I mentioned, along with the coach, Joe Rodeghero. We've got some special guests in the studio this evening. We will get to them for a little bit. We are trying to get a hold of Plainfield East first-year head coach Dan Stakala. Unfortunately, we are not having luck, so Donovan, who's spinning the dials, will continue to reach out and get a hold of him, and hopefully we can line up and talk to him about the Plainfield East Bengals. Joe?
Yes, sir.
This edition and every edition of Pigskin Preview brought to you by our great State Farm agents, John Wright in Joliet and Drew Mormon in Lamont. Like a good neighbor, Joe.
State Farm is there.
Our broadcast schedule is as follows. Tomorrow night, Friday, 6:05, Friday Night Lights pregame show, the greatest pregame show in all of the state of Illinois. Joe, heck, maybe the whole country, for as far as I know.
Yes.
That'll be Evan Bredesen handling those duties, and then we will go out to Joliet Memorial Stadium. Knowing Dewey, it'll be a 6:09 pregame show.
No way.
And we will go an hour plus with the history of Joliet Catholic.
Oh, boy.
We will get all kinds of insights, and again, the broadcast team will be back together again. It'll be Joe Rodeghero. It'll be Dave Dwyer on the play-by-play in his 48th season doing play-by-play here. So very, very impressed with Dewey. And just in case he needs help up and down the stairs, we have a helper with him, Mr. Daniel Dwyer, helping us out and also doing a little bit of work on the sideline. So, again, that is a 7:30 kickoff tomorrow night. Lions at Joliet Catholic. By all means, listen. And, again, want to thank our sponsors, certainly for Pigskin Preview. Want to thank our sponsors also for our games of the week, Joe. We cannot do it without them.
No, we cannot. I tried to stop by on Monday to introduce myself to Drew, and because his dad is right next to him, I was at the chiropractor in Lamont on Monday, Doc Filippini. So I said, well, I'm going to take a ride over there and introduce myself. And he was not in the office as of yet. So, and it was 9:05 maybe. So, but I told the secretary there, nice woman there, that mentioned my name, and listen tonight, 6 to 8. So hopefully Drew's listening, or trying to listen anyway.
Trying. That's the main thing. We've got a little open time here. 815-254-7300. If you want to join us, great time to get in. We are going to be very guest intensive the first hour, a little bit more room in the second hour to talk. Joe, we already have a game in the books.
Yeah, we do.
East St. Louis out in New Jersey, which was a really cool setting. It was like right off the boardwalk or whatever, and there's like a Ferris wheel in the background. Bergen Catholic, Joe, scores with under 2 minutes left, a block punt, East St. Louis block punt. They recover, 2-point conversion. Bergen walks away, Joe, 22-21 win. That's two national ranked teams going at it. So,
and I watched Mater Dei and a couple other ranked teams over the weekend. We'll talk about that a little bit. We've got our first guest.
Yeah, actually we don't. We have our first caller of the year. We're going to go out to the phone lines. Hello, Bob.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Now it's officially.
Now it's
an edition
official.
of Pigskin
Official Pigskin preview right now.
Got that right.
My friend, what is the confidence level? How are you feeling about this Joliet Catholic team these days?
Well, I hope they play the fundamentals well. You know, being so new, they don't make too many offsides and that. You know, holding.
Yeah, it's always a challenge that first game or so.
Yep.
And I think, Bob, the big question mark, as everybody knows, in Hilltopper land is going to be the new offensive line. Only one starter coming back from last year, and again that unit, no matter how much practices you have, it's the first game live, and hopefully there won't be too many mistakes there.
Yep, that's what I'm hoping for.
Yes, I agree.
What are we cooking? It's supposed to be nice weather tomorrow.
I don't know. I was thinking about doing barbecue pork chops.
Nice little celebration there.
Wow.
Yep.
Very good. I mean, Bob, let's ask you a question. If we're not on, what do you do for like 10 and a half months out of the year?
Huh?
If we're not on the air, what are you doing with yourself for like 10 and a half months out of the year? What else keeps you occupied?
Oh, well, I watch a little baseball, a little stuff. I'll go around the area.
There you go.
Hey, he was at the coaches show.
I know.
He was at the coaches show.
I
last
spotted
week,
him.
our
I saw him
guy.
walk in. I said, "There's our guy."
Yep, for sure.
Yep.
All right,
I
my
move around.
Yep.
Can't stand still too old.
No.
Believe me,
No,
I know
just keep
that.
rolling. No doubt. All right, my friend.
All right,
Great
see you
to
tomorrow
hear from
night,
you.
Bob.
Yeah, have a good one.
All
You
right,
too,
buddy.
Bob. All right, it's official. Our guy Bob in the air. Joe, we're back out to the phone lines. Our guy Jeff from Tinley Park joins us. Hello, sir.
Hello, hey, good to hear your golden-throated voices.
I don't know about golden
Yeah,
throat.
well.
The voices are there.
Yeah, we're here, buddy. How are you? Glad to hear you.
Oh, we're doing pretty good. You know, it's kind of boring, like you say, without high school football,
Yeah.
but it's back, so things are good.
I know that.
Hey,
Yep, go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, there's something. I didn't get a chance to talk to you at the end of last year, but, you know, I was at that Lincoln Way East Loyola game, and there was something that really stuck in my throat in that game, and I wanted to run it by you.
Sure.
Remember Lincoln Way East was up 16-6 in the second quarter.
Yep.
And Loyola had the ball on their own, I think it was in the about 30-yard line, and they had a 3rd and 10. And I'm thinking, don't let that Fitzgerald roll right and give some pressure, you know. And that Loyola front line, they were tough, you know. And for Lincoln Way East to just go 4 on 5, that was rough. But they didn't do it. They let him roll to the right, and they didn't put any pressure on him, no blitz, and he got the first down. And they marched down the field. They used the rest of the clock, and they got within, what, it was 16-6, so it was 16-13.
Yep.
And then they got the ball the second half and did the same thing. They ball controlled down the field. When East's offense got back on the field, they were cold. They didn't do anything. And Loyola scored again, and that was pretty much the game. But I thought if they'd have blitzed or at least kept him from rolling to the right, they'd have won that game. They were hot. I'll tell you another thing. They had the advantage over Loyola's defensive backfield. Loyola's defensive backfield I didn't think was that much. So I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah,
That's what I thought about the game.
Joe?
Well, you were at the game, correct, Edge?
Well, I was in a studio in Chicago.
But you know, Jeff, I'm just going to say, you know, with the one play in the second quarter, again, I didn't see the game and I didn't have a chance to watch it. Maybe because of formation that Loyola came out in, they couldn't blitz to that side. I really don't know unless I saw a tape of the game to see what was going on. But you know, again, Fitzgerald is it's like Lincoln Way East quarterback that they can run the football too. So maybe it was because of the formation. I said, I'm not going to make any judgment here. Actually, would see the play.
I'm not on the sidelines either. I don't know what the coaches know and this and that. Obviously, but boy, I thought, you know, and I was telling the guy sitting next to me, don't let him roll right. He was dynamite on the roll to the right.
Yep.
3rd and 10. I don't know. I think you got to blitz. You got to take a chance there. You can't let him just because they were using that ball control, and that's the only way you can beat East last year.
Yep, you're right.
With ball control.
Feel
So,
better? Does that feel
anyway.
better? You glad to get that off your chest? That's a long time to hold on to that, Jeff.
Yeah. Christmas, New Year's,
Long time.
4th of July, Memorial Day. Yeah.
I'm a diehard.
I know you
hey,
are.
listen, that's
Are you
okay.
kidding? You're our guy. You're our kind of people.
Yep.
So yeah, we're right there with you. We get it for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to feel good going into this year. And you mentioned other team secondary play. You added a couple of receivers to the roster here that could definitely make things real interesting for defensive secondaries all year long that are playing against you.
Yeah, they're loaded again. I know, but it was well, let's hope they do it because Coach Zonar is such. You had him on last week, was it? That was great.
Yep.
And he's such a class act. I want to see him win at least one more.
Yeah, and that clock's running down, Jeff.
Yeah, it is.
We're getting closer. You can just tell Rob's starting to get things lined up in a row, and I know his son's a junior now, Joe?
Yes.
So he's got another season after this, and I think when his son's done, Jeff, I think that might be it for him.
Yeah, he's been there a long time. It's been a great run, but
First game
going to come to an end.
First game I was there, Jeff, played Bishop Mack. Never forget it.
Yeah.
It was special.
Okay, guys.
No doubt.
Good talking to you again.
All right, Jeff.
All right, Jeff. Thanks for calling.
All right. We appreciate Jeff calling, and unfortunately not able to get a hold of Dan Stakala, unfortunately, Joe, for Plainfield East. I got a text in. Maybe if we hear back from him a little bit later, we can sneak him into the show. But unfortunately, you can't have him want to get caught up with East. There were a handful of coaches that didn't make it for obvious reasons.
Right.
We are also going to have Jake Jaworski, who did make it to the coaches show. He's going to be on with us at 6:45. The Dwyer boys.
Yes.
Well, dad and son, but you know what I mean. They'll be here. We're going to throw around a couple of things in the studio, talk about some of the area teams and some of the better storylines in the area, and we'll get to that. You know what, Don? Why don't you try to get a hold of him one more time? He just texted me back, so hopefully he'll be able to pick up right away. At least we can get Dan in here for a handful of minutes show and update him. Big game, and it's really strange. There's some different games this year that we haven't seen, and you look at
there's a fine.
Yeah, that is a fine. That's on my part. Dan, hang up the phone. WJOL is trying to call you now, so don't call my phone, otherwise I get fined.
Don't call us. We'll call you.
Interesting first two games for JCA, starting with Lions tomorrow night.
Yeah, you and I have talked about this a little bit, and we'll talk more with Jaws, and they got a relatively kind of new quarterback and team, but I was looking over their stuff. I haven't got anything yet from Coach for the game, but reading the stuff that Seuss had and reading the stuff online, they do have quite a few guys with offense and defensive line. Their offense and defensive line both ways. I'm sure they got other people also, but Joliet Cat, people say, well, the size of Lyons Township. Well, Marist is a big school.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything to do with it.
No.
It's just your talent.
Yeah.
And so I would say it's a relatively new, they've got some players back who are good, but the majority, just much like Joliet Catholic, is kind of new. There's defensively for Joliet Catholic, they've got some guys back from last year. Offensively, Lucas Simlick, the quarterback, and they're really in a receiver, and both teams are going in with I would say 60 to 70% new players, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. Also, want to thank all the coaches for last week. I thought it was a great night, as it usually is. The kickoff show at Double J's, which was really good.
It was
a great host.
Yeah, nice crowd, and a lot of people come out, and we had food. Thought the food was good. We appreciate everybody. Pizza for You, one of the sponsors, as well as Jody's Hot Dogs, one of the other sponsors, and we appreciate it. Poor Dan Stakala, we're trying like heck to reach out to him. We're playing ping pong here right now on the phone, so we'll definitely try to get back with him. You know what? We're up against almost a break here. So what we're going to do is we are going to step aside. We'll take a commercial break. We'll see if we can get him back on. Otherwise, stick around. The Dwyer boys will join us, Dave and Daniel. We'll talk about a couple of things going on in the area for this upcoming season. You're listening to the Week 1 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports.
In a world where apples are ordinary, one candy shop dares to cover them in rivers of creamy homemade caramel.
Oh my gosh, that's not an apple. That's a caramel-coated miracle.
Is this heaven? No, it's Dan's Homemade Candies. Back for the season with their famous caramel apples. Juicy, farm-fresh apples, hand-dipped daily in Dan's rich, creamy caramel. Then choose your destiny. Classic caramel, chocolate-covered, packed with nuts, or dipped in decadent dark chocolate.
Wait, you're telling me I can get all of that right now?
Oh, say less. Let's do Dan's Homemade Candies. These caramel apples are here for a limited time only. Find Dan's Homemade Candies at 1003 Plainfield Road in Joliet, downtown Joliet at 229 East Cass Street, or online at danshomemadecandies.com.
Save me a dark chocolate one.
Dan's Homemade Candies, your caramel apple upgraded.
This is State Farm Agent John Wright. I'm a multiple-time winner of the Reader's Choice for one of the best insurance agents in the area. When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect gift for your special someone. It feels real good to make the right insurance decision, too. The John Wright Insurance Agency is right here in Joliet to help you select the right protection at the right price. With me, State Farm Agent John Wright, it's easy to make the right choice. Just call me when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Save big money on your outdoor project at Menards. Take the guesswork out of landscaping with our free, easy-to-use design program. Plus, Menards has the largest in-stock selection of concrete landscape blocks at the best prices. Get started on your dream landscape now. Visit us in-store or on menards.com to see our full selection of landscape blocks and get your project started today.
Save big money at Menards.
Vanity Fair calls BritBox a delicious streamer. Collider says everyone should be watching. Catch Britain's next best series with BritBox. Stream acclaimed new originals like Code of Silence.
You read lips, right?
And Linley, based on the best-selling mystery series.
See ya, Linley. Take it from here.
And don't miss the new season of Karen Period coming this October.
You don't look like police. I'll take that as a compliment.
See it differently when you stream the best of British TV with BritBox. Watch with a free trial today.
1340 WJOL and Darcy Buick GMC are giving you a chance to win a $50 Ciminos gift card and some Darcy swag by playing Humming in a Hummer. When you hear the contest being played, text 815-254-7300 with the right answer, and you'll be entered to win. Look for our social post to watch the video. Go on our website, WJOL.com, and click the link to watch the video there, and then text to win. Humming in a Hummer, brought to you by 1340 WJOL and Darcy Buick GMC. Play the game this week.
You are listening to Pigskin Preview on 1340 WJOL and WJOL.com.
And welcome back. It is the Week 1 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL. Will County's News Talk Sports. EDGYTIM along with the coach, Joe Rodeghero. Joining us in the studio, the veteran play-by-play voice of 1340 WJOL, David Dwyer. Hello, Dewey.
Gentlemen, how are we doing?
And the part 2 Dwyer, young Daniel Dwyer, joining us as well in the studio. Hello, sir.
Hello, good to see you.
Good to see you. Big game tomorrow night, Lions, JCA. As far as going into the season, and Joe, you're included as this as well. Okay, who wins it all? Well, okay, I guess Lincoln Way East. If you take Lincoln Way East out of the equation, which you technically don't really need to. Favorite and surprise team. Let's go with surprise team. Who's the team out there for you guys that you kind of a little intrigued by, kind of interest you a little bit? Who is that team? Joe?
I'm going to go with Lincoln Way Central.
Okay, not a bad one.
I'd have to say Lincoln Way Central, but with the way things shake out in 5 and 6A, it's not going to be a surprise, especially if they go 4A is Morris.
Yeah.
I think Morse is
Yeah.
going to be the team to
Yep.
be.
I want to ask you guys about
Hold
that
on
matchup.
now. We got two others that still have to answer the question, sir. Were you doing that at the academy when you were in class? I don't think so.
Coach Douglas would
Yeah.
not allow it.
Yeah. Yeah, that calculator would have been bounced off of some orifice of yours.
And not a good one.
Daniel, who's a team out there that you think might be able to surprise a little bit?
Oh, definitely Central. I gotta agree with those two.
Okay. I like West. You and I talked about, and Seuss and I talked about. I thought it was a year last year that they kind of, and Joe, we've talked a little bit about West and turning the corner.
Yes.
I think last year they kind of saw the light a little bit around that turn. And,
that head turned the corner, but not the rest of the body.
Right. They're still waiting for the body to catch up. But I think this is going to be the year, Joe, that maybe they can make up. I think the way the class would fall, I think it could be a pretty good class to be in if I'm West. You do well in conference, you go 8-1, 7-2 at worst, you get a halfway decent seed. I think they could be a team to watch out for.
I agree. I usually, when I go home from games, I'll driving home and I'll talk to you and stuff. But I got home from Lincoln Way West last year after a playoff game, and my lovely bride, I started talking to her, and I'm just saying, I really felt bad and all that. And she says, "Listen, you don't coach anymore. You just do the game." I said, "I know, but I know those guys, and that as a coach, that one affected me, and I'm just doing the game, and it was a tough loss."
This next one, you're excluded from this because we're talking about the school you go to school to. Okay, you're not saying a word on this. You got it? Don't make Don turn off your mic. He will. Lincoln Way East. They've been there. Damn Loyola standing in the way. Can they get over that hump?
I would hope so. I would think so. But as we all know, we've seen it. We've been around a lot longer than there's teams that just have your number, and they've got to again push through that. If they get, they're going to get Loyola sooner or later, whether it's in the semifinal or the final.
And then we got to remember, you got the Caravan in 8A.
That's true.
So you got another hurdle you might need to get past even to get to Loyola or vice versa.
And geographic wise, when the old hamster wheel spins.
Well, we don't do geographics in 8A.
Well, but they're going to be around. All three at some point.
Yeah,
you're going to have to go through two.
Well, last year was a semi.
Right.
So.
Yep.
Well, I think this is Z's best shot. Of the last 5 years with Jonas and the progression and what he's done and everything, the different receivers, I think this is his best shot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting. So as far as the transfer stuff that's going on, and Joe, you and I have gone back and forth on this. We all are aware of it. I deal with it every day of my life now. Folks, this is where we're at in the world. I mean, if you want to call and talk about this one day, hey, you fire away, but I'm going to tell you right now, you start bagging on families and stuff, we're going to hang up on you. Joe, I don't know what the solution is, but honestly, I don't think there is a solution. It's going to continue, and it's going to get worse.
And as I always tell people when I talk about you, you're the guru of high school football as far as I'm concerned. And every solution that I had in conversations with this gentleman to my left for the last month or so, or even longer, he's had an answer. And I've come to the conclusion that the bottom line is, with all the stuff that you have talked to me about, Edge, on the telephone, the state has their hands tied. Because as soon as somebody does something to say, well, this young man cannot go to this school or whatever it is, a transfer, all you got to do is get a lawyer and the IHSA backs down. And because of the money aspect of it. And there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I don't disagree, but in my opinion, it's time for the multiplier to go bye-bye. If you look at all the sports, all the basketball, all the football, it's going all over the place. 15, 20 years ago, yes, heavy Catholic schools. This kid, that kid. Now it's all over. So that's my 2 cents on that.
And again, you talk about basketball. You've got probably one of the top 2 or 3 players in the state of Illinois over at Lamont. Well, he's in Utah right now playing basketball.
Yep.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, you're exactly right.
Yeah, I just don't see a solution at all. I just think, again, it comes down to legal, and you can't impact choice. Can't legislate choice. People have a choice. They're in America. That's what we're all about. So it makes it tough, though. I mean, it really does. It's a lot to deal with, and it changes things. And as far as a multiplier is concerned, I just, at this point, because Joe, we're getting old. I don't know if you know that, Joe. We're starting to get old.
I'm 71 now.
I see Salt and Pepper Fox sitting across from me. He's getting older too. So Daniel, your grandkids, when they have to deal with this, and by the way, they're in no hurry for that to happen. Just putting that out there for you, okay? You're welcome, Dewey. You are. Can we just put it up for a vote and be done with it? I've been asking for that for a while.
You mean with the multiplier?
Public, private.
Yep.
Put it up to a vote and sort it out and be done with it. And don't ever look back again. Make the decision and move on. But to be fair, it's never been brought to a member vote. So stop complaining. You want to change it, change it. Otherwise, shut your mouth. Move on. It's my thought.
That's fine.
Anyone else?
I agree with that. But the voice that's always heard with the Catholic schools are the schools south of us, deep south, where there's only 1 or 2 or 3 Catholic schools.
Well, they're out in the ocean on their own. That's kind of how it comes down to. There's not much they can do. Well, most of them are in conferences with public schools anyway.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I don't know what to do, but we'll see.
Yeah.
As far as other issues, talk about coverage. Credit to Shaw and Seuss and all those guys. Put the magazine out, Joe. I thought the magazine, and again, it's nice with the magazine. The magazine is a nice little old teams, a handful of feature stories, and you want to get in depth, go subscribe. I would rather subscribe to me, but hey, it's cool. They do good work. Never gonna deny that. So the coverage has been decent. I see about 25 guys his age every Friday night with equipment that costs 3 times more than mine out doing. Now, some of them do great work. Some of them I've never seen any of their work, but I see them every week. But has the coverage gotten better?
Well,
we'll never be in the days of, what was the name of that publication the Herald did? The weekly on Thursday used to come out.
Yeah, I know.
Gridiron.
Yep.
We'll never get to that point ever again.
No.
But
I can tell you what we're going to do.
Fire away.
We're going to be reinventive. So obviously you guys talked about Friday Night Lights with Evan. Then we're going to go on a half hour before the game like we always do. Joe and I are
Can I write that down? Half hour before the game.
Wow.
Well, that might change. Always subject to change. You know that.
He's inventive.
Break down all the games in the area, give the insights of the game we're doing. Daniel's going to bring an expanded video aspect that was a big hit last year. Kudos to Scott for starting that. Daniel's going to have pregame videos. We're going to do we're going to do the game. A lot of sponsors. Already talked to some of the salespeople today about the sponsors. Evans and Jen are going to be back here feeding me scores. We're going to have score updates. Then we're going to come to halftime. Evan's going to do a great job like he always does. Burkott sponsoring that again.
Jen as well.
Daniel's going to have an interview with the coach that Evan's going to play. Then second half, we'll do what we do. Daniel will have some videos in that after the game, team after the game, and then Daniel's going to call in the post-game show and talk with Evan about the game we did. So we're trying to really make it a home for everybody for Friday night, not just the game we're doing, but keep everything tied in the area.
Yeah, it's great. And by the way, we've been doing this probably, 100 years on the station. Guarantee high school football played a role, whether right around that time or a little bit later than that, Joe. But
Yeah, I don't know when. Yeah,
It's been part of this station forever, along with basketball. So yeah, we're definitely excited to get things going for sure. Most program that can make the most strides from, say, compared to a year ago. Who's that one program that might take a step or two up?
Oh boy.
So going through the area schedule, so I'll give you an idea. So Coal City, I think Coal City's primed for a big year.
So am I.
I think
Yeah.
last year was a night. People don't realize, they lost by a touchdown to a very good team that honestly is a 7A team. Not bad. It's not a bad showing. I think Coal City, they're hosting Pontiac this week. Bolingbrook, a little bit of a change. Some, John Ivelo out, new coach in, Tikas Pettigrew in, some kids transfers again, another part of the story back and forth. There's some talent at Bolingbrook this year, guys. I think it might be okay.
He was really young last year, too.
Yep.
Looking over the stuff from Seuss in that magazine that you referred to, Edge, a lot of young guys that are a year under their belt as far as varsity football.
Thornridge, Joliet Central. Who wins tomorrow? Dewey.
Coach Hart.
Joe.
I'm going to say Central.
Daniel.
Central.
Just say Central.
Yeah.
Good. Joliet West, very young. That's the one takeaway we got from the coaches show. Dan Tito's got a very young team, but Joe, he's done it for a couple of years now. It's a positive sign.
Yeah, and Oswego East to me is a tough opponent right off the bat, but again, they the last couple of years they've been kind of up and down.
Yep.
And so I'm hoping that they're a little bit down this year, but you're right though. Dan has done a great job there solidifying that program and making those kids believe.
Now here's a program where the expectations are so high you don't realize the job that he's done. Willie and Lamont.
Oh, yes, I agree.
Okay, haven't had the semifinal, state final success that they had a few years back, but he's got them playing winning football. And Joe, it hasn't been easy. There's been kind of a change in kids, and it's not as easy as it was maybe a handful of 10, 15 years ago. And he's got them winning games, and I think that's really important.
I think the health of that team, I mean, all these teams, you got to stay healthy, but more so with Willie and the Lamont football team, they've got to stay healthy. They've got some great players.
We have
great players.
We have Anthony and Bordino on at the very actually at the 7:00 hour, so we'll save Plainfield North. Minooka.
There's a team that has to turn the corner.
I like this team. I like the senior leadership in this team between Kozlowski and Elliott. The two linebackers are very good players, experienced players.
Yep.
Zane Caves, the lefty, he's got another year under his belt. Gonzalez is going to be a two-way standout for them.
Yep, I like him.
They're always big up front. They've got size. This is a very good week one game taken on St. Charles North. And this was either JCA or this game was going to be your game of the week. Joe, this is a big early telltale for Minooka.
And I give them credit for getting this game rather than Rock Island or whatever, just to have that was almost like, and I felt really bad for Rock Island a couple of years ago. We did the game. It was almost like Lamont playing Hope back in the day.
Yeah.
And but this is a test for them right off the bat to get them ready for the conference, which their side of the conference is going to be kind of tough as usual, but to get them ready for the play, just to see where they're at.
Well, you talk about schools. We talk about Loyola with East. We got to talk about Minooka with East.
Can't get it.
You're right. Yep.
But you guys did the game. They had some early moments against Lincoln Way East. Defensively, they had a good game plan against Lincoln Way East. I went back and watched that tape. I'll tell you what, Matt's defense did a pretty good job for, until, end of the second half, things got away a little bit. But building block maybe, there's some of those kids are back this year.
Well, and I noticed, too, you guys talked about this, they're stepping up in schedule. Willie, since he's been at Lamont, he's stepped up in schedule. Right. And my complete hats off Jeff Reentz. I know he's a Morris graduate and went there, but boy, you're really stepping up.
Well, and Jeff will tell you, people aren't exactly banging down his door to play Wilmington either.
No,
so,
not at all.
Take a game with a bigger program. See how how you fare.
Yeah, but week 1,
You gotta
wow.
hope you don't have many choices when
Right.
you're in a conference schedule. You gotta hope you come out of it healthy. That's what
Yes.
you gotta hope.
Right.
I think I was going to say that.
Another team I would put in that category, and we're almost up against the break, but I'll throw it out there real quick. Providence. I think Providence has had a bunch of young talent, Joe.
Yep.
I think they got to get past this 4-5, 5-4 thing and really start your legs. But in the Catholic League, buddy, nothing comes easy.
No, just with Joliet Catholic and both with Providence, and it's just really hard knocking heads with those teams.
There's no teams more in our area than Joliet Catholic and Providence. Legitimately, the clock on the playoffs starts at kickoff tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And there's always that week 9 game to spice things up even a little bit more.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
Yep. For sure.
All right. Thank you guys for coming in. Good to see you. Daniel took all the air out of the room, but you'll get used to it after a while. You'll learn where to jump in on your spots. It's all good. So, all right, guys. Appreciate you having,
Yes.
and good luck
I'll
on the
see you tomorrow
broadcast
night.
tomorrow night. All right, we'll step aside and take a break. Don't go anywhere. We will go back out to the lines and hopefully be joined by Jake Jaworski, the head man in charge of Joliet Catholic. You're listening to the Week 1 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL. Will County's News, Talk Sports.
Hi, this is Adam from Newmark Credit Union, inviting you to join us this Tuesday for our Money Talk radio show. Don't miss out as our guests talk about topics that can help you do more with your money and achieve your goals. And who knows, you may even be one of our lucky callers to win a $25 gift card. And all you have to do is tune in and listen this Tuesday just after 9 a.m. here on 1340 WJOL. Will County's News, Talk, Sports.
It's football season, ladies and gentlemen, and that means game time. And just like your favorite team, you need the right defense. At the Drew Mormon State Farm Agency, located in Lamont and proudly serving the surrounding areas, we've got your back. From auto, home to life insurance, my team and I will help you make the winning play. And that's saving money while protecting what matters most. So don't wait for the fourth quarter. Switch today. Call the Drew Mormon Agency at 708-799-8020.
It's time for total chaos and the return of the memorable total destruction. This Saturday night at the Turnover at Route 66 in Joliet. It's the 100th event at the Dirty O. Come see Sting, Look Loose, Orange Crush, and Crazy Eight with the return of Team Demolition Derby, Free Throw Derby, Full-Size Derby, Death Defiance House, Straight Painters, and live music and fireworks too. Tailgate morning Thursday, 4 p.m. Showtime 7 p.m. The Turnover at Route 66, Route 53, Joliet. Turnover66.com.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? HIMS has you introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
So you're getting some roof or exterior work done, and you've covered all your bases, right? Even checked out some online reviews. You think you've got everything covered? Well, think again. Not all roofing and siding companies are insured. That's why I can't say enough great things about R.E. Duchesne Construction. They are a licensed and fully bonded exterior contractor serving Will, Grundy, and Kendall counties for over 40 years. I trust them and have personally used them.
Hi, I'm Rita Duchesne Hughes. If you look at your home and don't like what you see, or what you have no longer protects your family and largest asset, call us at R.E. Duchesne Construction. R.E. Duchesne has an A+ Better Business Bureau rating, so you can be confident you need only make one call. Looking to upgrade? R.E. Duchesne offers a full line of roof shingles, gutters, siding, soffit fascia, and windows. These add great value and beauty to your home. Call us at 815-722-2821 for all your home improvement needs. Financing is now available. Check us out on the web at reduchene.com.
And be sure to tell them Scott Slocum sent you.
Pigskin Preview with Edgy and Rod on 1340 WJOL, WJOL.com, and on Alexa.
And welcome back. It is the week 1 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. EDGYTIM, along with the coach, Joe Rodeghero. And Joe.
Yes, sir.
My brother's watching. Smart Alec, older brother. First thing out of his mouth is that show sponsored by SIU. I go, no, it should be though. All right, welcome back. We go out to the phone lines. I can hear the joyful screams of children playing in a sport. And if there's a child playing a sport in the greater Joliet area, Jake Jaworski will be there, or his wife. Jaws, welcome aboard.
How you guys doing?
Well,
doing good.
Am I right? What sporting event are you at right now?
I'm actually out at the Whiteford baseball field.
Of course you are.
Conveniently, one's playing on the Mustang field and one's playing on the Pinto field adjacent. I'm standing right between both of them.
By the way, can I make a culinary suggestion for you, sir?
Hit up the concession stand.
Taquitos.
All
right.
Look, that deep fryer runs deep, Bell. It's pretty good stuff. And the other thing that blows me away with Whiteford, and I haven't been over there for a game, they're one of the only youth programs I've ever. They put a digital lighting system in there.
Wow,
it is spectacular.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah, it's really nice. I mean, they really did some great upgrades. Anyway, Jaws, always appreciate you joining us. I know how busy you are. I got to imagine juices are flowing right about now for tomorrow night.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's kind of hard to believe that we're here, but like I told the guys, if the blood flow's not going, if you don't have a little anxious energy, then, this might not be the time of year for you. So, can't wait to get out there.
Jaws, last week you talked about the team, and I think at the end of our conversation, you mentioned this young man. And I actually totally forgot about him. And I thought last year when he was sitting on the bench, I thought he was like in 6th grade. Vinny DeVono, the kicker, he's coming back this year. And I thought he did a great job last year for you.
Yeah, Vinny, hopefully as he continues to grow, he was a sophomore last year, with a year of experience under his belt, kind of can follow in the shoes of Patrick Durkin, who's now starting kicker down at Tulane, where he became a weapon for us. Patrick was maybe a little unsung hero in our 2021 season, but then the following year, the next 2 years, I mean, he was awesome. Just a placement kickoffs with Vinny, was doing great today in our special team segments, and hopefully a weapon on extra points, but field goals if we need them too. But his presence out there should give us a threat out on special teams.
And you mentioned his placement on the kickoffs, and people don't realize how important that is, especially for a kickoff team. And you and I've talked about this over the years. Is one of the bugaboos for the Hilltoppers, but since especially last year too, I don't know if anybody games that we did, I thought you guys covered the kicks, but that takes great skill, in my opinion, because my years at Joliet Catholic on the varsity, I had the kickoff team also, and I had Mr. Cherry as a kicker, who I thought was pretty good himself.
Yeah.
But people don't realize that's an art to actually put the ball where you want, where it's going to go, rather than just kick it right down the middle of the field.
It would be wonderful if you could always kick it in the end zone.
Yeah. Yep.
A team having to go 80 yards, the percentage of them scoring goes way down. But if you're not getting in the end zone, if you're able to place it somewhere between the numbers and the hash and really pin return guy, to the sideline, because the more you get to the middle of the field, it opens up,
Right.
a full field return. If we can cut the field in half and have our force guys and pursuit guys, hopefully keeping those guys inside the 25-yard line to start a series.
Right.
All right, I'm going to move out the kickers here a little bit. I want to.
They need love too.
I know they need love too, and I'm going to talk about alignment. Okay. We have yet to talk about any skill kids, Joe. Just want that noted. Okay.
Yes.
Ian Campbell, got to know him, and I guarantee there's probably another guy out there that's as fired up as he is going into this first game. I got to imagine you're going to utilize him both ways this year, most likely. personality-wise, he's a great kid, a lot of energy. Is that every day with him as well on the field?
It's every single day. It's every single rep. He's type A personality, ultimate competitor. He sets the tone. He sets the tone right from the get-go as soon as we get down to the practice field. And, there's really, really no rep off. He's ready to go regardless of the drill. And some guys have fallen under his wings, and a guy like Derek Pomato, was kind of the same way. And those guys are kind of the spark plugs for our defense, but then also, for the whole team. But, we'll utilize Ian. We used him a little bit last year at tight end, and, we're going to use him again this year as a tight end, and that package will continue to grow. But, he's a guy that the leader for us, just a physical specimen, and just a motor that doesn't stop. Just a guy that plays with a sense of urgency. His hair's on fire. And, I know Coach Rada wasn't out there, but that guy was throwing 95 this past spring on the baseball field too.
Right.
So just an athlete, and I'm excited to see him back on the field tomorrow night.
You mentioned Derek Pomato, and of course you had Zach, and I was just thinking about this as Edgy was talking about personalities and stuff. Usually with brothers, one is one way, one is the other, but those two guys are the exact same way, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. There's a lot of brotherly love there too. Sometimes you get that competition between the brothers. Those guys, at least in my experience with them last year, both on the varsity, just a pretty cool bond there. But, Derek's another guy that's kind of stepping into a leadership role, a guy that started as a sophomore for us last year, played 14 weeks of varsity football. And, he's definitely kind of come into a leadership role for us as well, moved from the outside linebacker spot to the inside, and a guy that'll be, the trigger man calling our defense, this year.
Jaws, this time of year, obviously, it's that nervous, horrible feeling of you really don't know what you're going to see week one from your opponent.
Absolutely.
And and they're in the same box with you. And, I know they're going to look and they're going to see a lot of your run game and what you guys have traditionally done for years. But when it's all said and done, is it truly just sticking with your guns and the kids that you have in that program? And if that's what they do best, that's what we're doing. Is that just kind of the MO with you going into each season?
I think if, over the last couple of years, we've definitely opened things up a little bit offensively and tailored some things to, the personnel that we have. I mean, last year you look at it, we had a big offensive lineman and we had backs on the field.
Yeah, exactly.
So our old school, double wing and power off tackle was kind of our go-to, kind of the year before or 2 years before that, TJ Schlageter was in the gun a lot and throwing the ball around a little bit more. And, this year we're still kind of working through some of those things. And tomorrow night, I'm excited to see what those guys, the progress they've made, and, we'll see what works.
But again, Lucas is back full time now after baseball season's over, but it's nice to have him back again this year. And we know the young man can throw the football also.
Yeah, Lucas, another guy that's just a competitor. I think he played maybe 115 baseball games from the time JCA season started in the spring till the end of July. But it's nice having him back under center, and he's got some weapons out on the outside with Jaden Armstrong, a returning starter for us, and Craig Peacock, Anthony Finnegan at running back. So he's got some weapons to work with. And, we got some young guys up and coming too. So we're excited to see those guys tomorrow night.
I was going to ask you, give me a name or two of those younger guys that maybe could step out and really had a good camp and really could do something this year. So who's one or two guys that you would put out there right now?
Well, Jaden's definitely a guy, that returned from last year. Kind of, I would consider him a little bit more of a known commodity based off his season last year. Right. But I think you look at two seniors, Craig Peacock, kind of a running back / receiver, could have a big year for us. And then running back senior Anthony Finnegan is another guy that'll get a lot of carries. And then junior Tegan Castagnoli, I think, is a name to watch as the season goes on. Kind of a hybrid tight end, wide receiver type guy, 6'1", 6'2", about 190 pounds, and can kind of move all around the field. So those are a couple guys to kind of keep your eyes on.
Excellent. Jaws, again, wish you nothing but the best starting tomorrow night. I always appreciate you taking time. And I'm telling you, try the taquitos, man.
Hey, I appreciate you guys, everything you guys do. And Thanks for having me on.
All right. Good luck. I'll see you tomorrow night, Jaws.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, Jake Jaworski from Joliet Catholic Academy joins us. And, Joe, I'm telling you, I wouldn't steer you wrong. Those taquitos coming out of that Whiteford concession stand. Pretty good. I mean, first of all, how many Ponyfield concession stands have a deep fryer?
Yeah. I agree.
Come on, Don. I'm telling you, man. I wouldn't lead you wrong.
And one thing I've known about you, the number of years I've known you, is you know
Look
your
at me.
food.
I know food. So
You know food.
All right. We got a few minutes here. If you want to sneak a call in, 815-254-7300. Joe, let's go through games real quick.
Okay.
Pontiac and Coal City, as I said, I like the Kohlers a lot this year.
So do I.
Bolingbrook at HF, the Alex Anderson game, could be a good one.
Yeah, I don't know what HF has coming
Well,
back.
they got a new coach in Troy McAllister. From
that's
Sandburg.
true too. And
So it could be interesting.
Yeah, it should be. I'm going to go with HF though.
Troy, incredibly quiet this offseason.
Yeah.
Very quiet. So that
Yes.
tells you something.
Yep.
Piatone at Granite City. Congrats, Tully, on that bus ride to Granite City. It is not fun.
Is it like a bus ride to Richmond,
way.
Burton?
Joe, you're talking East St. Louis area with Granite City.
my.
Pal. Long drive. We mentioned JCA at hosting Lions.
Yes.
Your quick thoughts going into it?
Yeah, both teams kind of inexperienced. I look at defenses that are gonna. I think in the first game especially, I think the offenses will be out of sync a little bit at the beginning. I think defenses win the game here, and I think Joliet Catholic has a good core group of defensive players. I'm going to pick the Hilltoppers.
Option run game always travels well, even if you're in a home game. It usually shows up week in and week out.
That's right.
Bob on the line. Is this the other Bob?
Yes, it is.
Hello, other Bob.
How are you, pal?
Good, fellas. How you doing?
Hey,
good.
We're a day away from football. We're doing really well.
It's about time, isn't
About
it?
it? Man, I can only watch so much more 100 lost team, you know?
Yeah, we've got
I
85
always
now.
say I hope the White Sox get me to football season.
Still a fan, though. Still a
Oh,
fan.
I'm still a fan too. I didn't turn my Sox card in yet, Bob.
There you go. Right here, pal, Joe. Right here.
Yep.
Still got
They
it.
made it interesting with some of the young guys.
They did this year. I've
Yeah,
watched
no,
a lot more
yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
Joe and I argue about the same. What's up, Bob?
Just excited for a new year. Excited to have you guys back on every week. It's just a good time of the year. My favorite
Yeah.
time of the year.
Yep. We agree. I know I'll run into you at a game this year, and again, it's just something that gets in your blood, Coach. And
Oh, yeah.
and it just like I said, I'll be worried if I get up tomorrow and I'm not excited for football. I'm already excited for
Yeah, so
football.
am I.
That's not a
Yep.
problem.
Yes.
I will definitely handle that. But
But no, you got to be sure to stop by. I got a little something for you.
Oh,
You'll
boy.
see me. You'll see
Oh.
me before the game.
Oh,
no
boy.
doubt.
Yeah, Joe knows his way around that parking lot. Trust me.
Yeah.
He definitely does.
Yeah.
Other Bob will let you go, but thanks for calling and good luck. We'll see you out there tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, Bob.
And fellas.
All right.
All right, other Bob steps out, and we've got about a minute or so. We'll break for ABC News. Thornridge, Joliet Central, we're agreeing.
Yeah.
The Steelmen get their
yeah.
win tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so too.
Joliet West, Oswego East. Interested to see what West has this year. It's
Yeah,
gonna be a good matchup.
As Dan told us, Young, especially on the defensive side of the ball, actually both
Yep.
sides of the ball. But playing at home, I'm going to go with West here.
Lamont hosting Libertyville, tough early matchup, Joe.
This is a coin flip.
Yeah.
But I don't go against Willie. I'm going to go with Willie.
All right, we'll save the rest for the 7 o'clock hour. We got plenty of time in the 7 o'clock hour. Anthony and Bordino from Plainfield North will join us at 7:05. We're stepping aside for ABC News. This has been hour one of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back 7 o'clock hour.
Hey, race fans, listen up. Racing returns to the Grundy County Speedway with a triple header weekend. Friday night, it's Fan Appreciation Night with dozens of giveaways. On Saturday, there's a monster truck show. Sunday kicks off with a Hall of Fame ceremony in the morning and the annual Night of Features with 7 divisions of racing, including the Lee Schuler Memorial 61. Range 8 Monday, the Grundy County Speedway, Route 47, just north of I-80 Morris. Race times and prices online at GrundySpeedway.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale, up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed, plus free premium delivery with any smart bed and adjustable base. Ends Labor Day. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
From the Abri Credit Union Studio, this is Will County's News Talk Sports. WJOL, Joliet.
From ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. Remember my son for who he was, not for how he died. That from Jesse Merkel. His son, 8-year-old Fletcher Merkel, was killed inside Annunciation Catholic Church in Minneapolis during the mass shooting.
Fletcher loved his family, friends, fishing, cooking, and any sport that he was allowed to play.
Police now confirming Robert Westman, the 23-year-old suspect, had attended the school and that Westman specifically wanted to kill children. Crisis at the CDC. Director Susan Menares says she's not stepping down after the White House announced her firing. 4 other senior career officials at the agency resigning in protest. And then, says ABC's Perry Russell,
in a show of solidarity, a worker walkout at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. At the center of the controversy, a battle between the head of the CDC, Susan Menares, and HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Menares' lawyers say she refused to rubber stamp unscientific, reckless directives and fire dedicated health experts. Menares has been the head of the CDC for less than a month after being appointed by President Trump. At least 4 top health officials at the CDC now stepping down.
The Reverend Al Sharpton leading a protest march on Wall Street today, urging corporations to resist the Trump administration's push to roll back diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives.
We march toward your offices because we know your address. And we're going to march and keep coming to you until we turn the economic inequality in this country around. We're not going back.
A judge today ordered a new trial for 3 former Memphis police officers who were convicted of federal charges in the fatal beating of Tyree Nichols. Defense lawyers argued that another judge who presided over their trial was biased against the men. The head of the UN Food Agency today saying, quote, it's very evident during her visit to Gaza this week that there isn't enough food in the Palestinian territory. You're listening to ABC News.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Former Major League Baseball player Mark Teixeira is running for Congress in Texas. The former first baseman is seeking to fill the seat of Republican Congressman Chip Roy, who's running for state attorney general. The Commerce Department says the U.S. economy grew at a 3.3% annual pace from April to June after shrinking in the first 3 months of the year. Bankrate Chief Financial Analyst Greg McBride.
The upward revision is for good news because consumer spending was stronger. It's still a number that's very much exaggerated by trade, the same way the first quarter contraction was exaggerated to the downside. So the reality is the economy probably nets out somewhere in the middle at about a 2% annual growth rate net of inflation.
The U.S. will get another economic snapshot tomorrow with an inflation report. A new AI warning for consumers. Los Angeles family saying their mother was scammed out of her life savings by someone who posted deepfake videos of General Hospital star Steve Burton. According to police, the woman believes she was in a relationship with the actor and sent the scammer thousands of dollars.
Whatever you have online, people can take and use. Be aware that a lot of things are not going to be real for the next few years and that there aren't going to be these guardrails for a while.
Kathleen Grace with the tech company Vermilio says deepfake videos take just minutes to produce. The director of the Vincent van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam says it may have to close if the Dutch government doesn't help pay for major repairs to the aging building. Dave Packer, ABC News.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry. Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry. Terry. Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it. Woo! Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
You are listening to Pigskin Preview on 1340 WJOL and WJOL.com.
Is that NFL Films? Sounds like it. Pretty cool.
It is.
Welcome back. It's hour number 2 of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. This edition and every edition of Pigskin Preview brought to you by our tremendous State Farm agents, Drew Mormon in Lamont and John Wright in Joliet. Like a good neighbor, Joe.
State Farm is there.
Joe, I heard you have someone in Lamont you want to give a little shout out to.
Oh yes, I did get a text during the break. Of course, I love his wife more than I love him, but I got a little text from Willie and wished us good luck and on the show, and he's listening. And I also want to say hello to my dear granddaughter, Rowan.
Hi, Rowan.
She's watching us on YouTube.
Hi.
I love you. She knows Papa loves her.
But none of the others. Just her.
They're not around. They're not watching.
I'm getting you in trouble already.
Mason's at football. The other 3 in Indiana are probably at some type of soccer practice. So
there you go. Our broadcast schedule is as follows: 6:05 Friday Night Lights with Evan Bredesen, the best pregame show in the state of Illinois. Following a 7:30 kickoff out at Joliet Memorial Stadium, it will be the Homan hosting Lyons Township Week 1 action right here. Then obviously Evan will have the postgame show, and we'll be bringing all kinds of stuff to you all season long. As we said, this is the 100th year of WJOL as a station, and certainly sports has had a tremendous amount of emphasis and importance here. And Joe, we're damn thankful it still does to this day.
And they still let us 2 on the air.
And obviously no one listens on Thursday nights, and we're okay with it.
Yes, sir.
Let's go out to the phone lines. We're going to be joined by the head coach of your Plainfield North Tigers. His name is Anthony Imbordino. Coach, thanks for joining us, and welcome to Pigskin Preview.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
When do you start getting really, truly excited and fired up? Is it already going on? You already there?
You know, we had the week 0 this year, and we were kind of gets all the nerves out, just not from the players, but the coaches too. So we were really excited about last week, and now it's kind of business as usual, and we're looking forward to tomorrow night for sure.
Difference between an actual week 0 versus, the maroon and gray night or whatever colors you want to have? Is it, you get a little better feel going against another team?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I was really unsure about it last year. And, we were starting quite a bit of juniors this year, and sometimes those lights get a little bright for them.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we had that in mind when we decided to schedule it, and we found Downer South was interested in too. And I'll tell you what, it was great. I mean, we treated it just like a game, walkthroughs, meetings, the full dress, the inflatable, like we let it rip, and it was really, really good. I'm looking forward to doing it next year.
Coach, you mentioned, as I read, that it's probably a junior heavy team this year. And offensively, though, you've got Easton Isaacson as your quarterback, and you've got Nick Wilson as one of the receivers. I want to talk about the offensive line too, which you got coming back. at least 3 guys. But what about those 2 guys to start out with?
Yeah, Easton and Nick, they're good friends, so they train together all year, which is good to have that type of connection, especially with 2 juniors. They've been playing together for a while. Easton, very cerebral quarterback. He's 6'2", 6'3" frame, athletic. He started on the volleyball team as a freshman. Just makes really smart decisions, really understands concepts, and dad was a coach, mom's a coach, so that definitely helps. Comes from a very athletic family. His brother plays, I believe, on the USA volleyball team, and his sister plays Division I soccer. So we're really looking forward to seeing how he progresses the next 2 years. And Nick has just been kind of a workhorse for us since freshman year. He's kind of been that guy on the team every year as coming up as freshmen and sophomores. He'll play both ways for us. He'll play at free safety and he'll play wide receiver. And he's just a really good football player.
And you've got some guys on the offensive line back, Fuller, Keenan, and Jimenez, I believe the young man's name is, and that group is coming back for you. So that's got to help the offensive line, the guys that are the other couple positions that are filling, having those 3 guys on the offensive line.
Yeah, Finn's going to be a 3-year starter for us at right tackle. He's outgraded everyone every year since he's been on the varsity. And he's really come along this senior year. Obviously, he's very invested being his last year. Keen's going to be a 2-year starter for us as well. Really good leader on our team. Jimenez is our returning defensive end, but an outstanding player as well. We were brought back a center as well. He tore his ACL playing basketball in the spring, unfortunately. So we have Chase Holly, who's really come along. He's like 6'5", 260. And we were really hoping that he would develop, and he has. And he's big and mean and strong. And then we're filling in with the other 2 juniors, Steve Wyzak, and on the other side, our offensive tackle is doing a real nice job as well.
Interesting week 1 opponent with Lockport. Obviously a nice local connection, but nothing comes easy for sure. That's an 8A program that you're going to go butt heads against tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, we great matchup. We just are matched up really well. We've either been leading or tied in the fourth quarter with a handful of minutes left both years. So we are really looking forward to trying to get one tomorrow night. Well coached, hard-nosed kids. Obviously, they have a really tough schedule too. So it's an important game for both programs.
You mentioned the week 0. Did you do scrimmages this summer?
Yeah, we do. Since the IHSA allowed, we do about 4 a year. We don't play the other Plainfield schools.
Yeah, for sure.
Typically,
right.
So it's an easy, down the street. Hey, meet over at Central or South. So, we played those teams just because it's the convenience, and the kids like playing kids they know, and also coaches know each other, are good friends. Adam Puchalowski from Waubonsie Valley and I were really close in college. We played together, so we got together too, and to wrap up the summer in July.
Is it kind of putting a kibosh to the 7-on-7 stuff? Because it sure seems like this year in particular, Anthony, that all of a sudden everyone was on the 11-on-11 scrimmage train, and I could understand to some aspect the 7-on-7 works, but I can imagine you're just kind of getting more bang for your buck, especially since you had 5 less contact days this year.
Yeah, I think the reservation that most coaches had when that came out was, injury and making sure it was healthy. But there's so much value in it, at least how we see it at Plainfield North. So we do some 7-on-7s. We enjoy the Naperville North ones.
Yeah, for sure.
You get some great competition. It's good for timing, but, you're right. Like defensively, I don't know, the quarterback's not going to have the ball for 4 seconds and run vertical routes. And but it's just kind of good to kind of teach technique. That's why we kind of like the Naperville North. So we can kind of talk and teach and coach and kind of still build that camaraderie on a Tuesday night. So, but yeah, I agree that the scrimmages for us, we try to get as many as we can in.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. Do you hear you guys are more adept to it? More coaches are going to that. I think it was just kind of like you said, Anthony, kind of a wait and see last year with injury and stuff. But do you see more teams doing that stuff this year? The scrimmages?
Yeah, I think more teams. It's easier to find a couple scrimmages than it was 2 years ago. And now we're getting a little bit more, like the refs are getting involved.
Yep.
Coach Eimer at West Aurora, we got together too. Obviously, him being a old SPC guy, and he brought some refs in to kind of ref the scrimmage, and they used it as like a training purpose for them. So it was kind of good for everybody. And yeah, I mean, for us, it's very advantageous for us. So yeah, I think more teams are doing it, and it's easier to find those games, and it was kind of hard 2 years ago.
Now, on the defensive side of the ball, pretty young. I thought I read someplace where your secondary is kind of all new, and maybe they got a little bit of time last year, maybe on the varsity, but it sounds like you're going to be young. I know you have a linebacker, I think is Mason Stewart is his name, that kind of leads your defense.
Yeah, our defensive line is all returning.
Okay.
And they're big up front. Their two ends are 6'2". Our tackles are, kind of the short, squatty, muscular type. So they're one of the better D lines that have come through. We're really excited about them. Mason Stewart's going to be a returning starter for us last year. He's going to be a junior. He started as a sophomore. He's gotten some looks, Division I looks from, smaller schools right now. But he's a big, strong kid. Bench press is 340 as a sophomore last year. Our secondary is young and inexperienced for sure, but they're come a long way. And our DB's coach is also our D coordinator, is coaching them up, and they're going to struggle a little bit, but they're also going to do some really good things.
Good.
Tell you what, pal, always appreciate you taking time. I know you're busy this time of year, but we love having you on. And as always, we just wish you and everyone at North the best of luck starting tomorrow night. Okay.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for having us on and letting me talk about the program, and best of luck to you guys.
Yeah, no doubt.
Good luck,
Absolutely.
Anthony.
All right, Anthony. Good luck.
Thanks.
All right, Anthony Imbordino, Joe, joins us from Plainfield North. And again, you talk about a guy that Anthony's just a class act. He's been that way since he played in high school. I mean, just he was that kind of personality. He was a coach's personality through and through, no doubt. And, just very under control. And believe me, I've seen him get worked up on a sideline a little bit, but when it comes down to it, just very, very calm, very in control. Just
he sounds
professional.
Like it.
No doubt.
Very professional coach. Yes.
No doubt about it. And again, they're a team that, they're going to be young this year, but Joe, they're always athletic. They always got talent in that program every year.
I forgot to mention about speed, because generally when you think of Plainfield North, you think a couple guys that can actually burn. But the way when he talked, he got his line. I know the offensive line has some guys, maybe a couple inexperienced guys, but when he said he's bringing the defensive line back, and with Mason Stewart, even though the secondary might be young, it's just lining up correctly and reading your keys in the defensive secondary. So it sounds like, they're going to be pretty tough on the defensive line, maybe to run against.
All right. We got a couple minutes. Let's go through a few more games in the area. We might have a special guest joining us after the next break at 7:20. So stay tuned for that. St. Charles North and Minooka, Joe, we mentioned this. This is a big test right out of the gates for the Minooka Indians.
A lot coming back for Matt. I just, as you mentioned before, when Dewey and Daniel were here, I kind of like them. I'm going with the Indian.
By the way, you mentioned returning starters 20 for St. Charles North.
Wow.
Yeah. So going to be a good matchup, no doubt about it. Joe, this might be the most intriguing game of the entire regular season.
I agree.
And I should be going to it, and I'm not, but darn it, I should be going. Wilmington at Morris.
I just, talking to both coaches last Thursday, I just think
a lot of respect.
Without a doubt.
Two-class coaches. It's going to be a great atmosphere at Morris.
It's going to be a great game. I just think with the number of players, especially the special tees as far as Morris is concerned, quarterback, running back, receivers coming back, and I know Jeff does a great job, and they've got guys that had some experience last year playing on the varsity. But I look at the size of Morris and the talent coming back for them, and I think it's going to be a great game. I'm going to pick Morris. I hate to do that again because I never go against Jeff, but I'm just picking Morris in a very close game tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting ball game for sure. Joe, I think it's going to be Wilmington. Can they come out? Can they do a 9 to 11 play drive the field, kill clock? It's going to be that kind of a game.
Yep. So
I think we'll know. You'll know probably about midway through second quarter whether it's going to wind up.
I totally agree with you.
That kind of a game or not. St. Charles East, it's at Lincoln Way Central again. We mentioned West. Also, I mean, come on, man. Central has got it going in the right direction. They really do.
Yeah, Dave Woodburn has done a great job with that program. Again, a big game this week, but next week is going to be the game that's going to kind of, I think, divide the teams up between them and Providence.
Yep.
The direction they're going to go.
I agree. All right, we're going to step aside and take a break. Don't go anywhere. We are going to bring in a special surprise guest.
All right.
Even Donovan has no idea what I'm talking about, but it's okay.
Neither do I, but I usually don't.
Joe, we go with the flow here on Pigskin Preview. This
right.
is the week 1 edition of Pigskin Preview. Darn it. Brought to you by State Farm agents John Wright and Drew Mormon. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code MAP to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code MAP for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code MAP for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Save big on everything for your next project at Menards. From hitches to ratchet straps and everything in between, we've got all your hauling needs covered. Tow smarter with a Tow Smart ball mount trailer hitch. It's built with durable steel construction that resists rust and corrosion. On sale now through September 1st. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
It's football season, ladies and gentlemen, and that means game time. And just like your favorite team, you need the right defense. At the Drew Mormon State Farm Agency, located in Lamont and proudly serving the surrounding areas, we've got your back. From auto, home to life insurance, my team and I will help you make the winning play. And that's saving money while protecting what matters most. So don't wait for the fourth quarter. Switch today. Call the Drew Mormon Agency at 708-799-8020.
Just because you think you're so pretty.
Hi, this is Kathy Carosa from the Polkas on Tour radio show. Join us every Sunday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., right here on WJOL 1340 a.m. Will County's News, Talk, Sports.
Me to spend all my money. You laugh and call me old Santa Claus. I'm telling you, baby, I'm through with you just because.
Pigskin Preview with Edgy and Rod on 1340 WJOL, WJOL.com, and on Alexa.
And welcome back. It is the week 1 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk, Sports. EDGYTIM along with the coach, Joe Rodeghero. Our guy, Donovan, spinning the dials. And Joe.
Yes, sir.
Going to bring in a special guest. This is how special this guy is. He just goes to high school football games to hang out and watch the game. He's not even getting paid to work this one. He's just hanging out. Of course, the only guy we know like that, well, besides us, Steve Susi from Shaw Media. Hello, sir.
Good evening, gentlemen. How we doing?
Can we get a live update at least?
We're 6:04 till kickoff right here, so I have no information to update you on this St. Francis Kenwood game.
Well, your number one ranked team lost this evening.
Yep. Yes, they did. So
not in great fashion either. Unfortunately, it was kind of ugly at the end of that ball game.
Yeah, that's what I was able to pick up on. But in fairness to East St. Louis, that is a nationally ranked team.
Yeah.
So
it was a good game. It was a good game.
Yeah,
East St. Louis had their moments. So.
Yep.
Again, hard to argue teams playing a national power like Bergen Catholic. So.
Yep. Absolutely.
You're at a game, St. Francis Kenwood, good ball game, a Thursday night. How's the atmosphere out there on a Thursday night?
Not too bad. Not the biggest crowd in the world, but beautiful night for it. I'll give it that. I really can't. I can't complain at all at what the forecast is showing us for this weekend. Definitely wonderful for week one. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, we'll take it for sure. So we were singing your praises a little bit earlier in the first hour. Talked about the magazine that's out. I mean, I'm sure you can tell people where they can pick it up. But again, well done, and continue to hammer high school football. That's what we love.
Yeah, you can find the information on how to get the magazine at FridayNightDrive.com. So go there, and there'll be a link up there where you can sign up to get it delivered to you. So a lot of information in there about a lot of schools from a lot of areas in the state. So I think there's over 100. There's almost 150 teams profiled in there. Some individual player features as well. It's a big effort by a lot of people on our staff, and I thought it came together pretty nicely.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We'll stick a little local here with some of the talk. We talked pretty at length about Lincoln Way East and what they have bringing back and what they're going to be capable of this year. Can they get over the hump, Steve? And again, we mentioned how the path has gotten a little bit bumpier with a team in brown and white that's going to be an 8A, but can they finally get over that hump this year?
It's one of those things where you just kind of look at it on paper and you're like, if it's going to happen, it almost has to happen with this group. There's so much talent on this roster, and when you looked at it on the off season, you're like, you still got Jonas Williams, but what do you do for wide receiver targets? And you bring in, one Division I kid at wide receiver and another kid that might end up there as well, and transfer. So it's a good situation for them.
Steve, another local game. Edgy and I just before the break talked about it. Wilmington and Morris. Does Morris? I talked earlier in the show about Morris could be that team in 5A or even a larger 4A team with a lot of the Catholic schools moving up to 6A, could make a run at the state championship this year.
Yeah, there's a lot of experience coming back on that football team, and you just look at what they have there. And I think just with what you just said about those schools moving up and a lot of that other situation, I'd be actually stunned at this point right now if they ended up in 5A. I think they are almost destined to go 4A based on where their enrollment number is and all of those movements that have been made.
Wow.
So we've all been staying on top of the schools that have petitioned to move up. You had a story on it. I know IHSA put some stuff out today as well. Is East St. Louis just toying with us right now or what?
If you look back at when they've done this in the past, they always wait almost right up to the deadline. But the one thing that I'm not sure about is it 6? Like, I've heard some things that says maybe it won't be 6.
Yeah.
Like,
8.
so, I mean, and it's a long, complicated story to why they're in 6. But if the door opens for them to go to a different class other than 6, I think East St. Louis would probably do it. So the one thing that I'm pretty sure of that I can say without reservation, they're doing something. I don't think they're going to be staying at 5A when this is all said and done, which is where they would be if they don't agree to play up in some capacity. So I would be shocked if they ended up saying, no, we're just going to stay in 5A. That would baffle me because, I mean, for as long as this has been an option, East St. Louis has moved up.
Yeah. No, they've done that and been consistent with it. And And I'll be honest, if they were allowed, Steve, they would be in 8A. They've talked about that for quite some time. And, again, I would not be shocked at it, whether it's this year or eventually they wind up going the 8A route. Because let's face it, Steve, you're playing a national schedule every week until you come back home to the conference. They're battle tested. They're ready for it.
And that's actually one of the interesting wrinkles. It's like one of the reasons why they haven't been allowed to do that is it's an agreement with their conference opponents. And so everyone always counters with, well, why don't you just play whoever and get out of the conference?
Well, it's
one
several
little wrinkle
sports.
one of the wrinkle that you don't know about if you haven't really studied the system is they actually can't do that and be eligible for the IHSA playoff.
Right.
You have to play at least one Illinois school.
Yeah.
So if you did have a full national schedule, they wouldn't be eligible to play in the IHSA playoffs unless at least one of those teams was an Illinois school.
Steve, the game that we're doing tomorrow night, Lions Township versus Joliet Catholic, what is your take on that game?
It's a really, really interesting game. When you look at Lions, you look at last season, kind of a breakthrough year for that program, set a program record for victories in a season, and I believe that program goes back into the 1940s. So, now it's kind of like, is this sustainable? Very tough conference for them that they play in. So it's like, they're going to get week to week tests after they get through what looks to be a pretty difficult non-conference schedule. And then, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but Joliet Catholic's a little bit of a wild card here. They have a lot of guys that are going to be asked to make a big step up. Will they be able to make that step up this quickly against a pretty quality opponent right out of the box?
Right.
So
I agree.
I think this could be a really interesting football game. It's definitely one of a very short list of games. See what the result is.
Yeah, and it's funny because if you don't go to this game tomorrow night out at Joliet Memorial, I think everyone else is going to be at Glenbard West on Saturday next week. Steve, everyone I've talked to said, "Oh, are you going to that game?" Yeah, I think I'm going to go too. So again, just a really 2 weeks of intriguing matchups for sure. All right, hey, I know you got a game getting ready to kick off, so we'll let you go. But always good to talk to you. And like I said, go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry, you had something.
Make sure you have a hot dog for me, all right, Steve?
Yeah, get a gateway dog.
Give me a hot dog.
Good.
Talk to you soon, guys. Thanks a lot.
See you, Steve.
All right, Steve.
All right, Steve Susi joins us. We appreciate him on location.
Yes,
Joe,
that was nice of him.
Gotta love that. Just went to go watch the game.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yes.
He does that every once in a while. He's not out quite as much these days because of they do that studio show.
on Friday night. Yep.
So he loves, hey, he's in it, I mean, you got to get out. You just have to. I cannot imagine not being at a game on a Friday night.
He's the wizard. That's why he's all over the place.
Yeah, that would be very difficult. I had considered a few years back doing something similar, but Joe, when you're a one-man show, it's kind of hard to get from McHenry County to Shanahan and do a show at midnight or 1 a.m.
Yep.
Little difficult to pull that off as a one-man band.
Especially when you call me on my way home and I
yeah.
get home, my phone rings and
You're part of the tree, Joe.
You're just getting in your car and it's 11:20.
You're part of the tree, Joe. I'm calling you whether you're up or not.
Yeah.
I'm calling you. You know that call's coming.
Friday night.
I know that call's coming.
Yep.
All right, let's continue. We'll finish out the rest of the area schedule before we get a break at 7:40. Stick with us. We'll be here till 8 o'clock. You want to talk about anything? We're basically open phones the rest of the show. So 815-254-7300. Joe, Blue Island Eisenhower at Lincoln Way West. We talked pretty glowingly about the West Warriors, and I think they'll do just fine against Eisenhower.
I think they will too. Eisenhower in the past have had some decent teams.
Well, you know who that coach is, don't you? He's at Sandburg now, Seamus Murphy.
Okay.
So there you go.
Okay.
He was a guy that turned that Eisenhower program around.
Right. Yeah, they won a couple games deep in the playoffs.
Went to Sandburg and took an administration job. Now he's the head coach.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yes. So there's that connection.
But you're right, though. I'm picking Lincoln Way West here.
I think Providence will be fine tomorrow hosting Wheaton Academy. But, Joe, Wheaton Academy's a good little team, good small enrollment school program. They always have a quarterback, and they can always throw the football.
And they in Providence have had some history, especially in the playoffs. So it's not an opponent that Providence has not seen ever. So they've seen them. So Yeah, I'm going to go with the Celtics.
Justin Trovato, we will get you on, I promise. Justin not able to hook up with us for the the coaches show, but we will have him on. I'm going to say, Justin, we will pencil you in for next week.
Yes.
You are on the road at Stag.
I'm picking DeVille there.
There you go. Very good. One of the top games, certainly in Chicagoland. Lincoln Way East on the road at Maine South. Joe, two tremendous quarterbacks going at it.
I was just going to say, two unbelievably talented quarterbacks. The game last year boiled down to Maine South's secondary got gassed.
Yeah.
They literally in the second half were gassed. And
did you do that game?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, because I was there too. Yeah, it was.
They just got gassed, and I mean, it's going to be a good game, but I'm going with Lincoln Way East.
Yeah, I am too. But yeah,
it's going to be a
Lincoln
good
Way
game.
East really kind of manhandled them for a while last year. So
yes,
we'll see. We'll see what happens with that ball game. Plainfield East, unfortunately, wasn't able to get lined up with the Dan Sticala, the head coach at East, but we will get that done. They are on the road at Argo.
You know, Argo, again, is not a traditionally strong football school.
No, but you can get a damn good burrito in that neighborhood.
Oh,
I'm
you
telling
sure
you
can.
right now.
Oh, yeah, right down the street there. Yeah.
Not that I've wandered over that way, but Joe, I might have wandered over that way.
Well, you're talking taquitos, burritos. You're all over the place tonight.
I'm a man of all taste and all people, Joe.
That's right. I'm just hoping Plainfield at least can get on the board here. I really do. I know that they've got the brand new coach. He's got some players coming back. It all depends what Argo has coming back, but I'm going to pick the Bengal.
Our guy over at Plainfield Central on the road at Waukegan. Joe, they're getting this one.
Yes, very, very nice talking to the coach last week, and he seemed to be very excited about the team, and hopefully he can get his first win.
Reed Custer on the road with the first-year head coach and Joe Turek. Joe, and again, they are at El Paso Gridley. Boy, I hope he can get that program turned around quickly because, you know, you saw the momentum they had for a couple of years there. That community was really fired up, and we were excited for him. And then Gavin ended up leaving, and just kind of that 1 year was down. And now we've got a new coach in Joe Turek.
And that group that they had a few years ago was just I hate to say once in a lifetime type group, but they were special. They were they lost both games in the playoffs for 2 years in a row, and you totaled the number of seconds up, it was probably 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, it was ridiculous. And both were to Byron. So, yes, I'm hoping. And I think the pedigree of the new coach coming from Lincoln Way East, we know what Anthony Pignatello did coming from East, going to your alma mater, TF North, and Dave Woodburn coming from coming to Lincoln Way Central. So I'm sure, I know El Paso Gridley they're in the playoffs almost every year too. So, I mean, this is going to be a tough, again, I don't even know where that school's at. I know you do. And if you don't, you'll tell me.
I've gotten gas at El Paso, like for my car, not personally from the burritos and the taquitos, but yeah, that happens too.
But hopefully they can get a win there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Plainfield South, Coach Brosman, nice job last year. And I tell you what, we're going to have him on soon too. It's a tough game on the road or hosting Pekin.
Remember last year, the first two games were won by the kicker with no time on the clock.
Yeah,
well, they've got, and hopefully I'm not going to mispronounce this young man's name. Chase Pearsall is their running back linebacker that's coming back. And they have Jacob Kowal and TJ Jarrett Turner coming back. So this is going to be a tough game for them. But Pekin's got that long drive up to Plainfield South, so I'm going to pick the Cougar there.
Yeah, no fun. That is not a fun move. Then, of course, our good friend Joe Curry over at the University of St. Francis. They've been in camp for like 6 months, I think, waiting to play. They don't kick off until September 6th. They will host Taylor University Saturday, September 6th, out at Joliet Memorial.
And when we had Coach on, I asked him if I could bring my grandson, Mason.
Oh, that's right.
Football.
Yeah, we need to go.
October 18th is the date that Mason can go. And guess who they play? St. Xavier.
Wow. Nice timing.
Yeah. So I'll get a hold of Dave Laquetta and get us some
pre-playoff too. So that's good.
Yeah. Get us some field passes and the three of us.
Laquetta better put us up in full first class, 100%.
Oh,
taking enough grief from that Cub fan all these years. You better
Do
take
they
care
have
of us.
Mexican food over it? I don't think they have it. Who knows? They might have food trucks over there for you.
There's a couple of places over there I can think of to go get something to eat, Joe. Come on now.
But that's one Saturday where I don't think Mason's playing. We'll find out. But right now it's October 18th.
Okay, very good. All right, you know what? We're going to step aside, and we've got one more break to take. And Joe, I might have another surprise guest for you. Just never know.
All right.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. This is the Week 1 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports.
This is State Farm Agent John Wright. I'm a multiple-time winner of the Reader's Choice for one of the best insurance agents in the area. When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect gift for your special someone. It feels real good to make the right insurance decision, too. The John Wright Insurance Agency is right here in Joliet to help you select the right protection at the right price. With me, State Farm Agent John Wright, it's easy to make the right choice. Just call me when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At Curry Motorsport of Frankfort, we're making it easier than ever to get behind the wheel of something you love. With over 1,200 new and used vehicles to choose from, we've got something here for everyone. Right now, get 0% APR, $0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days. No gimmicks, just real honest savings on the Ford you've been waiting for. Get to Curry Motorsport of Frankfort today, where the deals are driven by you.
48 months. Monthly payment is $20.83 for every $1,000 financed. Plus finance with Ford credit. Not available with lease and some other offers. Expires 9/2/25.
Tim Kerfin presents House Talk, Monday mornings at 9:05. Real estate, mortgage rates, how to get a house ready to sell, what inspectors are looking for that could trip you up. Tim and his crew will help you navigate through the process of buying or selling the biggest investment you'll make in your life. House Talk, Monday mornings at 9:05, here on 1340 WJOL, WJOL.com, and on Alexa.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale, up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed, plus free premium delivery with any smart bed and adjustable base. Ends Labor Day. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
You are listening to Pigskin Preview on 1340 WJOL and WJOL.com.
Oh, my Lord, yes, they're back on the air. Can you believe it? Thank God for no standards whatsoever.
Oh,
we're back. It is the Week 1 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. EDGYTIM. To Coach Joe Rodeghero, Donovan, taking care of everything behind the scenes, which we greatly appreciate. Joe, when you co-host a radio show and you want to talk to someone that's really not in your coverage area, but you want to talk to them anyway, you know what you do? You pick up the phone and you call Anthony Pignatello.
You make the decisions.
Anthony Pignatello, head coach of Thornton Fractional North, joins us on the phone. Hello, sir.
Edgy, Coach. I don't think this could get any better. It's week 1. Expect the unexpected, apparently, right? I mean, this is
absolutely
great coaching prep heading in tomorrow, guys. I appreciate it, man. Get me ready. Keep me on my toes.
You're welcome. So we had to bring that excitement out to your part of the air. Coach, you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Someone popped there. Joe, stop popping over there.
I'm sorry.
All right. So, Joe, I did not tell you this story, but Anthony knows the story, and I have to share it with you, Joe, okay?
Yes.
So I get an email early in the week from a new associate muckety-muck over at the IHSA.
Okay.
Nice email. Like to touch base with you. Would love to work with you. And
I love that term, muckety-muck.
You're welcome. Work with you in any capacity, blah, blah, blah. Very nice. And Joe, this young man happened to be a TF South grad. Okay.
Okay.
So you want to know what my reply was?
No.
It was clean. Stay north.
Stay
Done.
north.
That's it. Sent.
Stay north.
My mic drop moment. Right, Anthony? Don't play with me, man.
No.
As you put me in a tough spot there, man. Actually, the ironic part about all that is Trey is a great guy.
I don't
we
care.
don't hold the TF South thing against
Doesn't
him.
matter.
I guess you might.
Doesn't matter.
Anthony, he doesn't care.
I don't care.
You
I'm
know
old.
what? Hey, you know what? Those old habits die hard, baby. So it
Stay
is
north.
what it is. Stay north.
How are you? How are things? Fill us in.
Well, how much time you got? You're talking to a head coach.
13
Thursday
minutes.
before week 1. Yeah, so we don't have enough time. You know what? The hay is in the barn, gentlemen, and I think this is probably the one night that I actually sleep better than most because what's done is done. The prep is there. You get to go into school tomorrow with a little bit of a buzz. 0-0, one of the more exciting times of the school year for everybody. And we're really excited for these kids to get on the field. We know we're going to go to a tough place to play. I was fortunate enough to coach there a few years back. Coach Cole and his staff does a really good job, and they got some dudes down there off 57. So our guys are preparing the best they can, but I don't think we'll really get a true feel for that team speed that Bradley has until we're on the field tomorrow.
Yeah,
Right.
he's got some dudes. There's no doubt about it. They're going to be a really tough team this year. And it's funny, they're one of the teams that truly just missed out on my top 30. And I mentioned that this is a year where they can kind of turn the corner. Well, except tomorrow night when they take on TF North. And
take the Meteor on.
We know the Meteor will take them on.
The Meteor.
So,
yeah.
Younger team, is that kind of the case this year?
Yeah, definitely. So the roster, the kind of roster shakedown is that we do have a good amount of juniors on the roster with a couple sophomores sprinkled in. We are senior heavy in certain position groups, but we graduated a ton over the last couple years in some really important positions. I mean, our 4 captains from last year, just those 4 guys alone graduating because of the two-way play by several of them. Left some openings in certain spots on both sides of the ball, and replacing really good players like that from year to year is difficult. And so this year is one of those unique years where a lot of those spots are not going to necessarily be filled by seniors. There are going to be some juniors who are going to get the opportunity to get out and play and showcase their talents and hopefully grow up quickly. That's the one thing with juniors. If they weren't sophomore pull-ups, they're going to get their first taste tomorrow night.
Yep.
And so you kind of don't know what to expect because it's going to be a whole new ballgame for them.
How's the new facility? Is that all finished up for you?
Oh, no.
No?
It is not, and we're doing our best to stay patient. Unfortunately, the original opening night, which was going to be week 6, was pushed back now to week 7. And you know what? To be honest, that's kind of in the back burner now with where we're at in the season.
Right.
And it's kind of like, let's just stay focused on this week 1 thing. And, ultimately the big picture part of this is we're just not going to let the kids feel sorry for themselves.
Yeah,
This
that's
is something
good. Yeah.
that,
Yep.
is completely out of their control. It's out of our control. It's a unique situation because we practice every day out in the outfield of the baseball field.
I was going to
so
ask
we're
where you
watching.
were. Yep.
Yeah. So, hey, you know what? Here's why we're not going to feel sorry for ourselves, because now we got lights on the practice field. So we can practice all hours of the night. I'm sure my staff is excited to hear that when they, because I get ripped to shreds about the amount of time that I love to put into this thing by those guys. And, with the lights, we could go a little longer if we want to. But again, this is stuff that's out of our control, and the players are doing a great job of handling everything. I don't think we really skipped a beat this summer in regards to how we, run practice and the times and all that. We had to make a little move to a different facility on the campus, and it's worked out just fine. We're telling about Candlestick Park. They have no clue what we're talking about, but it's been fun to have that experience with these guys. And the other thing, this is unique, that I went through this as a player when we had the construction in 2004 and 5 with the new gym being built and kind of that side of the school being shut down. I lived this and experienced as a player, and several of the guys on staff, as you know, were coaches and teachers during that time. So, it's just, and we're not going to feel sorry for ourselves.
No.
If the worst thing we got going is being a little patient about a beautiful turf facility coming in, I think we're doing all right.
Yeah, that's the end game. There's no doubt about it. You got to play that. You mentioned lights in the practice field. Are they lighting up that entire athletic complex over there, or how are they doing it?
No. So, Edgy, if you recall, back in like the early 2000s, it might have been the year 2000, the lights came in on the varsity baseball and softball fields.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And so we have access, obviously, to the varsity baseball field.
Gotcha.
Like, there's, to me, I'm not seeing anything going up on the old practice facility or kind of the western part of the soccer fields and things of that nature. But we did get new lights, so I guess we're going to have some of the light show action.
Digital lights are fantastic.
Yep.
They really
it's
are.
motivation to score touchdowns, right?
Yeah.
It sure is.
If there's anything there, scored more touchdowns. God, I'm trying. The party started.
The first time Manuka scored a touchdown when I thought I was having a seizure. I thought they were flashing the lights.
I would really like to see how purple and gold would look on those lights. I bet that's a really good look.
I agree.
No doubt.
Let's hope they can get that done, and let's hope we can light that scoreboard up with the effects.
Again, family, everyone doing well?
Your dad?
Yeah, everyone. Yeah. So here we're getting haircuts. My best friend, we go back to 3-year-old preschool at Our Lady Knock. Frank Scardini, his older brother Mario's been cutting our hair since we were in junior high. And I got the old man in the chair tonight, getting him a nice clean cut. Because the poor guy's had to deal with me cutting his hair the last 10 years. So
It's not a problem with Joe and I.
No, not a problem.
Not an issue at all.
Take you 30 seconds to have a barber cut my hair.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're actually we're getting ourselves together for tomorrow night. That's the Italian in us, we try to do our best to take the field.
Yep. Of course.
Looking as good as we can.
You got to look good.
So I asked players this, and I'm going to ask you this as well, and I want an honest answer out of you, Pignatello. Okay.
Okay.
What is your pregame ritual? What are the superstitions? What do we need to know about you on the day of a game?
What's the saying? It might be from The Office. I might not be superstitious, but a little stitious.
Yeah.
There's usually a little Friday attire. I typically go very casual during the day. I do have a couple PE classes that I teach. I split between the classrooms, so
yep.
I do usually stick with a Friday, wardrobe during the day, just to keep it kind of light and loose. There is one game on the schedule every year that I go to Panos and have lunch. This is not it. You can guess which one I go to.
Oh,
Panos.
yeah, 100%.
So that's a little later down the road. Outside of that, I think just kind of try to do my best to keep a cool, calm demeanor with the kids and keep class light. Probably everybody, every student in Coach Pig's class loves Fridays during the fall.
I bet.
And I won't go much further on that. But, there's nothing crazy, that goes into a Friday. I think, like I said, do you believe it or not, getting to Thursday night and then getting the game day on Friday is actually probably when I'm at my calmest during the week.
Yeah. Well, like you said, Hayes in the barn. So
Yep. Exactly.
We're gonna go out and play. We'll go. Well, hey, good to get caught up with you. We will stay in touch.
Yes.
And we'll make sure we check in with you
because I was
going
to text you tomorrow, Anthony. Wish you good luck. But I can say good luck to you right now, and I don't have to text you tomorrow.
Well, I appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys. And like I said, I think this is one of the best things that could have helped me out with the week 1 prep, right? Is just to stay ready. You never know if you're going to get a text.
That's right.
That's right. I think this is perfect. So I appreciate you guys, and looking forward to talking to you down the road. Anything that you guys need over in Cal City, you let me know. We're your guys to call. And who knows? Maybe we get this thing figured out here later in the year, and we see you guys on campus.
You might see a couple of O'Halloran's make a return visit. You just never know, my friend. You got to travel like a light infantry unit. You never know when we're going to strike. Okay.
I love it.
Hey, tell your dad I said hello, Anthony.
Yeah. Tell your family best, and go get them.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right.
All right. Good luck, Anthony.
All right. Anthony Pignatello, our friend, also happens to be the head coach of the fabulous Thornton Fractional North Meteors, and which I happen to be a proud alum, and even a little more prouder now that he's taken over that program.
Yes,
so.
Another young man we talk about coaches' trees and stuff, and he's been around, but he was in Coach Z's for a while. So
yeah. By the way, lot of back and forth on the messages tonight. I know Matt Now's out at Gately, of course. You'd expect nothing less than that from Matt, so we appreciate Matt hitting us up. Alex Acevedo's been joining us. Alex is a regular on the show, and Alex talking about Bradley.
Right.
Yes, Bradley's going to be very good this year, no question. So I did a story today looking at my top 30 and saying, okay, I screwed up on 5. for whatever reason, I kind of lay out why I didn't rank them, and Bradley's in that discussion. Then I'm also going to put out tomorrow five that I ranked that I'm a little nervous about, and I think Bradley can end up making a pretty quick entry into my next week's top 30. So my plans, I am going to be in lovely Kankakee because, Joe, I hear it's wonderful this time of year.
You have nice weather.
The flowers are blooming, and it's wonderful. But I'm going to go watch Kankakee host Naz.
Oh.
I'm going to help my Hilltopper friends out here get an advanced eye on Nazareth and see what they have to do. It's been a good game. It's been a good 2 back and forth.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to going out there. And actually, Ronnie, the AD's been always really good with me, and I enjoy going to games there. Kankakee's done a lot of renovations. They renovated their field. I know they just built a gigantic field house. So looking forward to checking that out. And then Saturday I'll be at Gately, Morgan Park, hosting Downers North.
Yep.
Should be another good game. So.
And before we get off, I want a special special announcement. We got a DM from Brian Stone and his dad, Bob Stone. The coach is going into the Joliet Catholic Hall of Fame, and long overdue. Just a tremendous guy, and I'm looking forward to seeing Bob and his wife Pam, and I'm sure Brian will be there. And I think Sarah is the daughter, and hopefully we'll get together. But again, congratulations, Coach Stone, on your Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well deserved.
Induction. Yes.
Good for him. Good for the Stone family for sure. No doubt about it. Wheaton St. Francis up 7-0 on Kenwood.
Okay.
Just got that from Matt now. So thank you, Matt. And as I mentioned, a handful of games. The one thing interesting, Joe, this year though, remember a couple of years ago, everyone was kind of, I'd like to say threatening, but talking about playing more Thursday games and trying to spread things out. That died pretty quick, huh?
Well, I think Seuss wrote an article where there is a lot of younger referees now. I mean, between maybe 18 and 26 or whatever.
Well, you know why? They're getting more active in the high school.
Yes.
They're teaching a lot more schools are teaching ref classes. They're getting credit for taking it. And you're starting to see some transition over, which is awesome.
Yes.
So
For
hopefully, hopefully that'll continue. But it's still an issue. It's going to be an issue. It's just aging. It's aging of that group that got involved and stayed involved. They're aging out.
They sure are. Yeah.
Hey, hi to our good friend Tommy Hug.
Yes, I saw him last night.
Tommy's had an interesting couple of months, but doing great.
Yeah, he looked good. He really did look good. He did.
He's our guy, no doubt about it. And he's another guy we're going to have back on the show someday.
Yes.
We definitely will do that. Once we get a little bit into the season, once we get a few weeks out, Joe, and we start thinking playoffs and stuff, we'll bring Tommy in.
And we'll talk maybe next week about a few of the rule changes that
we can do that too.
Yep.
No doubt.
Because I asked him last night about it.
As far as not a lot of rule changes, honestly. Someone asked me that on the radio this morning, and I'm just like, I'll be honest with you. Besides the cut and the contact days, which was part of it, not a ton of rule changes that I'm aware of.
They did get rid of, and I didn't know the phrase. Steve told me they call it the French hook, which is the offensive line to stand up and look. That's out. You can't do that anymore. And what Tom told me was on a fumble, if the ball goes forward and goes out of bounds, it goes back to where the original fumble was at, and the clock starts as soon as he puts the ball down.
That is new. Yep, that's different. Okay, cool.
And no more helping the runner, tush push as he calls it.
Yeah. Yep. You knew that was coming.
It had to. I mean, I've seen some offensive linemen carry guys down the field for crying out loud. Yep.
All right. Want to thank our guest. Want to thank Dave Dwyer, Daniel Dwyer, Jake Jaworski, Anthony Immordino. It's Anthony night. Anthony Pignatello.
Yep.
Want to thank Donovan for just coming in, and otherwise,
the Seuss for
otherwise you and I are going to stare at each other for 2 hours and not be on the air.
That's not good.
It's never good. Never good. I don't know if us being on the air is good, but it's better than sitting here and talking to each other.
Yes.
Calls, viewers on YouTube, thank you. Great to talk to you guys, and again, it's we love being here. Obviously, we've been doing this for way too many years.
I don't even know how many.
We're going to continue. I've lost track, honestly.
I really don't know.
We just show up. We find our way. on a Thursday.
I know one
so-
thing. I'm going to leave a little bit earlier next Thursday.
Oh God, I'm telling
Traffic
you, pal,
was unbelievable.
it's going to be that way for quite a while now, unfortunately. All right, enough of us complaining. We're going to step aside.
right.
This has been the Week 1 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sport. Good night. Go out and see a game.
Go see a game.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Got a problem with your car? Call in this Thursday just